Yokoso, yokoso, yokoso. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2022, people. I hope you've had a good break, or at least the chance to chill and have some fun and, whatever you do over these festive breaks. Let me know what games you've been playing over the festive break, if you've had that opportunity to do that. As I welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Stadia Monday night chat of 2022. Yes, baby. 2022 is here. And I'm doing a show about Stadia. Still. Yes, in 2022. Who'd have thunk it, eh? There you go. Whoop, whoop. As ever, say hello in the chat. Hit the likes because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content like this. And if you are new here, then please consider subscribing. Toggle that notification bell, and then you'll know when I go live with content like this and all of that. Now, today I had planned just to look at the games of Stadia, coming to Stadia in 2022. But oh no, there was even more massive news from CES regarding Stadia and the fact that Stadia is now going to be on Samsung TVs in 2022. Hello. But we'll come to all of that, of course, and we'll deep dive into that and take a look at that. And of course, the beginning of January, as ever, saw the release of Stadia Pro games for January. So could we see more? I don't know. That's always a good place to kick off because I'm sure many of you have been playing those Stadia Pro games. So before we do that, let's have a quick look, see who the early birds are for 2022. Who are the people in early doors in the chat? Let's have a look here. Mustar S is absolutely loving Stadia. Good to hear, sir. Good to hear. Case Ball. Evening, Clive. Just want to say, great stream on New Year's Eve. Long may it continue. Thank you very much. Sednar is listening. He says he's listening while working, as is Christopher, as ever, always listening. Ray, with his fancy new graphics I saw there, coming up with some streams later. Check out Ray, the gaming cyborg, is going to have a list of streams, I think, later. Inled. Oh, lovely to see you. Happy New Year, sir. As always, Christopher has been playing Darkside Genesis, Animal Royale. Yeah, same here. Far Cry and all of that. And of course, oh yeah. And now your mama knows is in the chat. Yo. How are you doing? So, yeah, have you been playing any of the pro games? Should we check them out? Just sort of see, why not? Let's just check them out. As we know, the pro games released. Thank you, 9 to 5 Google. Do your job, 9 to 5 Google. Yeah, there was a big event that happened at the weekend. Still not reported on it. You've got the press release. Anyway, moving on. So January 2022 saw Darksiders 3, The Darkside Detective: A Fumble in the Dark, Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night, Shantae's Risky Revenge Director's Cut, and DreamWorks' Dragon: Dawn of the Riders. Have you been playing any of those games? I must say I haven't. I think probably I will be diving into Darksiders 3 initially, but I've been a little bit busy, to be honest. But let me know, have you played any of those new Stadia Pro games? I saw a few people streaming Dragon's Dawn of the New Riders. I saw Meg streaming that earlier today. I saw a few other people streaming it a couple of days ago as well. So that seems to be quite popular. Fun little sort of platforming game. Not bad. Caseball's been on the old Metro Exodus. I must go back to the other Metros. Metro Redux I haven't finished yet. One of the many unfinished games of 2021. I like the Dragon game. Excited to be able to complete Darksiders 3. Good stuff. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to stumbling into those. Darkside Detective: A Fumble in the Dark. Might give that a go as well. So we'll have to see. Clear that. Right. Talking of, oh, there we go. There. Let's go back to that. There we go. Look. Talking of pro games and Inled, shout out to Inled, who's in the chat, I notice. Inled and his marvelous infographics. Let's have a bigger look. It deserves it. Yeah, look, these are all the pro games. 123 pro games. 123 pro games. I've never had that many games in my library. I mean, like actually in my library. Even when you have Game Pass, you've still got to sort of download it. You know, back in the day, before xCloud, you still had to sort of download it. So you're still selective. No, I've got 123 games of pro games, that is. I've obviously got more than that. 123 pro games. That's pretty impressive. 4.56 games per month. Consistent, average consistency across that whole period of 27 months. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And although I think by my calculations, there were slightly less pro games released in 2021 than there were in 2020. Quick calculation there by the looks of things. I think there were more pro games at any one time in the library in 2021 than previously. We were up about 45 games, I think, at one point. I'm not sure where they are. Hey, Inled, just look, man. Keep going with the here we go. Keep going with these infographics. I love it. I love it. I think I'm going to find a special space for you on my shows, you know, Inled. We'll have to touch base. I love it. But there we go. They're going to be over 200 now. What, games overall or just pro games or in your personal library? 57 pro games. All right, 57. Oh, I see. I was just looking at the 61 here. That's what confused me. Okay. You had 61 here and 4 here. But is that 6? That I see. That's they've reached 61 here. Okay, in the middle here. I'm going to point to it if I can get my directions right. Up there, 61. My hand's going to disappear. 61 games. Okay, so that was the point of 61 games. I see. That makes sense. So 4 in 2019, 57 in 2020, 57 in 2021. Is that how it works out? Something like that. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, God. Does psychology have a name for the condition of having stress caused by having a large? Yeah, it's called. Oh my gosh. Indecision. No, that's not the word. Procrastination. Yeah, overwhelming. Yeah. It's a sense of overwhelmingness. You know, being overwhelmed. Gosh, yeah, it is a form of anxiety having so many games that you haven't sort of completed or anything like that. It's genuine, man. It's genuine. Overall on Stadia, yeah, we're well over 200 games. Of course we are. We had 120 odd in 2021 and 100 plus about 108 was it in 2022. So yeah, comfortably. For me personally, yeah, I got that many games. But yeah, anyway, so just thought I'd just show you that just to sort of, you know, I think, as I've always said, and as we come into 2022 and we look forward to the future, it's worth bearing in mind where we are right now in terms of if you've stuck around, if you've not been, I'm cancelling pro, that's it. Well, if you stuck around, the platform is growing. If you look at Jack DeSlip's analysis, various data analysis, it continues to grow. Does it grow at a rapid rate? Does it have massive explosions of excitement? Not necessarily, but it continues to grow. And it's that incremental growth over time. Before you look back, as I've always said, you've got a massive offering. And that's what we have now. And 2022 is looking pretty sweet. Anyway. And it also looks like as well, Life is Strange 1 and 2 Remastered are launching on February the 1st. Interesting date to launch. February the 1st, you say? I think they were meant to be pro games. At least one of them was meant to be a pro game, if I'm not mistaken. So is that a clue to a pro game in February? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, once again, shout out to InLED for his wonderful graphics and all of that. As I say, really appreciate that. But anyway, before all the big news, okay, as I say, we said hello to chat. That's good. I love that. Caseball says, I already have a back catalogue of Commodore 64 games I never finished. Well, on cassette. Still on cassette. Rewind the cassette with a pencil. God. That's one for Generation X's. Definitely. Boomers. Okay. Anyway, as I say, I hope you all managed to watch the Stadia Community Awards 2021. If not live, then at least catch up on it. It was a great show, even if I do say so myself, and I do. Thank you very much. Tis in my nature. And a big shout out to my co-host, John Fourscars Gaming. It's not his name, John Fourscars. Yeah, Fourscars Gaming there for co-hosting, and the rest of the Stadia Collective, Jack DeSlip and MM2K, for helping me put the whole thing together. And hey, look out for more Stadia Collective events in 2022. That's what I'm going to say. And a special shout out to all the special guests that gave their kind of time, gave up their time, and recorded their choices for us for the show and all of that. I must admit, the Stadia Awards show now has over 1,000 views in the last 48 hours. So I'm chuffed to bits about that. Onwards and upwards. Let's keep going. If you've not watched it, that's all I'm going to say. I mean, you know, but anyway, look, thanks to all the people who've watched it. And as also, it's worth knowing that we have it on good authority that various members of the Stadia team itself watched the show, which is fantastic to know, you know, that they're watching, you know, fan-based content, community-based content. I tried to create a celebratory event, you know, at the end of the year for the Stadia community, because there's always ups and downs within Stadia and people coming out, you know, tending to sort of have a negative lean and maybe being Debbie Downers, you know, sometimes, and all of that. And I just thought, you know, and I on this show, I just tried to report the news, the positivity, look at the facts, look at where the trajectory of travel is going with Stadia, and, you know, not isolate moments of negativity and then ignore everything else. And so at the end of the year, I just wanted to create a celebratory event for the community, get the community involved, get you voting, all of that, and then put on a show, you know, put on a show so that we can all sort of celebrate in all the games that came to Stadia, just about the games. That's what it was about. Because we're all gamers, you know, it's not about content creators and stuff like that. It's about the games, you know, the content creation, all that is a byproduct of that. And so it was a chance to sort of stop, have a celebratory event, be grateful for all the games that are on Stadia, and hopefully look forward to 2022 and just basically have a positive vibe. And I'd like to think that we achieved that with the show. But what about the winners of the categories, if you did watch it? Did you agree? Thanks for the various outlets that have reported on the breakdown of the awards. Stadia Store. If you've not checked it out, go and check out Stadia Source. They did a handy breakdown. So thanks for them. Shout out to Stadia Source for reporting on this. Just waiting on 9 to 5 Google to, you know, report on the news. Come on, Ben. Kyle. This is Stadia News. I thought it was something you report. You've got the press release. There's no excuse. Waiting. 1,000+ review, you know, 1,000+ views already. Anyway. Fortunately, we've got useful people like John Scars, the co-host himself, and of course, blog writer extraordinaire, wrote up the winners and the losers. So let's check them out and let me know whether you agree on all of these. I must shout out before I forget. I'll be in trouble otherwise. Arigato gozaimasu, Yoshida. Happy New Year. Lovely to see you in the chat as ever. They were meant to be pro games. This is what I was thinking. I had a brief look. This is Life is Strange. Yeah, they got delayed, didn't they? I did not agree with Cyberpunk, but the other ones I did. Anyway, let's go back. That's good to, it's interesting. A few people questioned Cyberpunk, but people voted for it. But some question whether it should have been in there, but there you go. Let's have a look. Oh, who's that handsome fella? Who's that handsome fella in a bow tie? It's Bond. Bald-headed James Bond with a beard. So this was the controversial one. Stadia ongoing game of the year 2021. Winner was Cyberpunk. Some people on Reddit were moaning slightly. What? Moaning? On Reddit? Fancy that. It's the only thing, they can moan about the show, yeah? Oh, the other person that moaned on Reddit was when I put the results on Reddit, they said, could I space it out more, please? Like the type. That was it. That's all you've got, is it? And people wonder why I have an issue with Reddit, yeah? Never mind. Anyway, cheerful Reddit. Stadia ongoing game of the year 2021, winner Cyberpunk. So you had Destiny 2, unsurprising, Red Dead Redemption and AC Valhalla. Some great DLC coming out for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Multiplayer game of the year, Rainbow Six Siege. Did you agree with that? Not a massive surprise. Outriders just missed out. FIFA 22, I'm not surprised to see in there. But I think, it's testament that you've got a really great it's a cross-play game. And I think it's testament to that, Rainbow Six Siege. The fact that you're going to get a game, it's fast, furious, and fun. Yeah, so good to see. Indie game of the year was popular. Wavetail. A lot of people had that for Wavetail for game of the year. And it did, in fact, make the top 4 Wavetail of game of the year, which for an indie is pretty impressive overall. But there we go. Some people saying Dead by Daylight should have won ongoing game. Yeah, they do have a hell of a lot of content. Maybe it's just not one of those games that's sort of in the zeitgeist, as it were, or something like that. Yeah. So Wavetail, good to see Wavetail. I think that was a very popular win for Indie Game of the Year. So there we go. Some people, yeah, Little Nightmares 2. I think Little Nightmares 2 may have suffered from the fact that, as with all awards shows and voting, things that came out at the beginning of the year tend to sort of get forgotten slightly. So I think if anything, Little Nightmares was in there, but I think it suffered because it was at the beginning of the year, and Wavetail was more current and was fresher in people's mind. And, we move on. God, we're gamers. We've got such a short attention span. I mean, the frustration I see with people who kind of, moan about Stadia because they've got such a short attention span. They don't see the bigger picture. But anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, Little Nightmares may have suffered because it was at the beginning of the year and may have been out of mind a little bit for people. RPG of the year. It's good to see a JRPG title win. There was as we mentioned, there was a handful of them. So we had Dragon's Quest 11. I'll go back to the big screen so you can see clearly. Dragon Quest 11. You had Young Souls, Child of Light, and Chris Tale. So actually, the only Japanese JRPG to make it. Interesting. I would have thought there was more. But there you go. There you go. Stadia simulation strategy game. Yeah, so Farming Simulator 22 was one of the finalists. And again, I think that benefited from being fresh, a fresh release. Humankind was the winner. And 100 Days was in there as well. So there we go. Wreckfest for Racing Game of the Year. Again, I mean, I think a worthy winner. It's a good fun game to get in. Crossplay as well, I think, on it, isn't it? Yeah. Runners up there, Riders Republic Dirt 5, Monster Jam Steel Titans 2. This was the tightest. If you watched Jack's nerd report, I hope you like the nerd reports in the show. If you watched Jack's nerd reports, you would have seen that it was really tight between Riders Republic Dirt 5 and Wreckfest. And Wreckfest just got the checkered flag in the Racing Game of the Year. Now, this surprised me. And makes me think there's a lot of closet dancers out there, ladies and gentlemen, as I said on the show. I mean, considering all the family games from Outright Games and Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol and all that kind of stuff, Just Dance 2022. So, you know, yeah, that's what the people voted for, people. So runners up, you had Paw Patrol, Merrick's Market, and Peppa Pig, which are kind of Peppa Pig I expected to be there or thereabouts. Popular IP. Sports Game of the Year 2021, FIFA 22. To me, no question about it. Obviously, I know there's a lot of Madden fans, but I think FIFA is more popular than Madden. Madden is very much US focused. FIFA is US and Europe focused. Massive following in Europe. State of Stadia, Germany, had it down as his game of the year. No surprise for a German football. But it won by a massive margin, which I'm not surprised by. I love FIFA. I know a lot of people complain, I can't get a match. I don't play with other people online, really. Played them once, and it didn't take me long to get a match. I just tend to play the AI with my son, and with the Ultimate Team. We've just got our team. We built our team up. He does all the buying and selling. We build up the team, and we just play and have fun. So there we go. So yeah, no real surprises there, I think, for Sports Game of the Year. Action Adventure Game of the Year, Far Cry 6, Runners Up Control, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So that's quite interesting. And older, you know, I know just got old games. You know, we got some older games coming in 2022. More on that later. But people love them. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, an older game, is making the final of the Stadia Action Adventure Game of the Year. Far Cry 6 won it. Good shout, I think. Good shout out for Game of the Year, potentially. Platformer of the Year, Rayman Legends. I'm quite pleased about this because, to me, Rayman Legends is one of the daddies of platforming. It is a platform extraordinaire, you know, really well. If you're going to make a platformer, you look at things like Mario, in my view, in my opinion. You look at things like Mario, you look at things like Rayman Legends. These are the things you put in. And I just love the small chunks of levels. So you could have a go, put it away, have a go, put it away. Just challenging enough. It's funny. It looks brilliant, I must admit. I was playing this on the LG C1. Of course you were, Clive. Always mention the LG. It just looks beautiful. It looks amazing. It's really held the test of time there. Great one. Stadia Pro Game of the Year, Jedi. Do you agree? There was some great Control was a pro game. We had Resident Evil 7. I thought was a good shout out for Pro Game of the Year. Wavetail. A lot of love for Wavetail throughout. You know, I think it got 3 nominations. Well, it made the final in 3 categories. But it was a bit of a special moment, even though I'd already bought it when it came out in 2020. When they dropped it on May the 4th. May the 4th. Star Wars, May the 4th. Hello, as a pro game. It was a big moment. A big hype moment. You know, everyone was surprised. Yeah. So I can get that. I get that. And then best unique feature, touch control for Humankind. So you had Stream Connect for Far Cry 6. State share for Hitman 3, and I think state share for Pixel Junk Raiders as well. Humankind, I've still not played Humankind. Strategy games aren't my cup of tea, really. But I can see how having touch control, so you can play it on your tablet or your phone or whatever, is ideal for a game like Humankind. And of course, the biggie, ladies and gentlemen, the biggie, the game of the year. My choice as well, actually. My choice as well. Resident Evil Village 8. One of the few big games I played all the way through. It looked amazing on Stadia. It was a great advert for Stadia. What with the Resident Evil 7 being a pro game, we're having the demo of it. Everything about it was a great moment for Stadia, plus a great game. And so I'm really pleased that it won. Shout out to Capcom. I've shouted out every single developer and publisher who won. Yeah. They need to know. They need to know that, you know, the Stadia community is giving them love. So I've shouted them out, let them know, you know, they can collect their, they can come up to the stage, my house, and collect the reward all the way from Capcom. Come up from Japan, collect the reward. We can do it virtually. But there we go. Yeah. So let me know, as I say, let me know in the chat. Let's have a quick look in the chat while we have, we'll leave my handsome face on there. Oh, in the racing, Ron Slushes thinks Dirt 5 was good. I think Dirt 5 looked great. I think it falls down on lack of crossplay. LWS 22. I'm confused now. My brain's gone dead. Scooterama. Yes, we should maybe have had an exclusive game category. Good shout out, Gandhara. We'll think about that if we, you know, I think we probably will do it again. Come on. Come on. Yeah, Cyberpunk. We'll look at the categories, you know, we'll take the feedback, you know, personally. They did. Absolutely capable. That's thank you for reminding me. They absolutely nailed the port. And as is rumored or expected, Monster Hunter, is it? What am I thinking of? Monster Hunter Rises. Well, Monster Hunter is due to come to Stadia. Is it Monster Hunter Rise? Nice picture of it anyway. Anyway, the point is, if it is, and Capcom do as good a job as Resident Evil 7 and 8, then, hey kids, we're in for a treat. It's going to be absolutely amazeballs if they do that. So there we go. Ray is loving Wreckfest. I mean, I like the fact that Wreckfest is such a good, it's just a fun racing game. You can do your Dirt 5 style racing in it. You know, graphically, I think Dirt 5 has got the edge, but fun-wise, I think, you know, in the cross-play multiplayer aspect of Wreckfest, I think edges it from that. Wow, now you're asking real. Jack would love to do some complex data exercise and a primacy correction. You have a word with him, he'd love all that. But at the end of the day, that's the nature of, you know, these things. So in a way, I wouldn't want necessarily to change it. That's just because you can never quite get that primacy correction right, I guess. What if you over-egg it a bit? What if you sort of weight it too much? Yeah. Chorus, yeah, it made the finalists, made the final. Again, quite a recent game, quite fresh, very good-looking game. Yeah, it was a good shout out. Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom Link. That was what I was referring to, yeah. So fingers crossed that comes in 2022, and it looks as good, ladies and gentlemen, as Resident Evil Village. That's all I'm saying. Don't forget to hit likes, everybody. Just to remind you there. I'm seeing the people in the chat, but I'm not seeing the likes up there. Come on, children. Now, talking of the show, those that stayed to watch the closing credits, I hope you enjoyed them. Yeah, I hope you went away feeling uplifted. But I also hope you will have noticed that I had a little montage of the games we know are coming to Stadia in 2022. Yeah. So these are games there are games that are rumored and stuff like that. These are games we know are coming to Stadia in 2022, and I made a little special Stadia Games of 2022 video from that. I've adapted it, added a couple of things, and I just thought I'd share it with you now. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that wet your whistle, as it were. I got you excited about some of the games coming in 2022. By all means, there are a few I've probably missed out there. It's funny because when I was preparing for the Stadia Community Awards show and I wanted to do the closing credits, I started looking up all the games that we know are coming in 2022 and collating all the videos. And I was pleasantly surprised. There were at least 20 that we know of are definitely coming, and another maybe 5 to 10 that are rumored to be coming or speculative. I've tried only put the ones that we know definitely-ish. The Threater one, the Threater Revelations. I know they say they're going to bring it to Stadia. I'm still not 100% convinced they'll make it, but we'll see. You'll, make it through to the end, but we'll see. But the rest of them, I think, are slam dunks. Really, are definitely going to kind of happen. But there we go. So yeah, let me know which of those games that you're excited about. And as I say, I was pleasantly surprised. And as ever, and I hate to go on about it, but I'm going to. I saw a post on Reddit going, "Oh my God, do we know any games coming in 2022? It looks like Stadia's gone quiet on us." They're not saying anything. And it's like, What do people do on Reddit? Like not leave Reddit. And then you get like a massive discussion and about 300 upvotes on it. Going, yeah, you're right. Like, and the 300, this discussion is, yeah, you're right. What, Stadia have gone quiet. They're not said anything. Yeah, Stadia, yeah. You're just thinking, what? Are you not listening? What are you talking about? Anyway, and I read this post just as I was doing the edit, and I was just thinking, what are you talking about? I've just found 20 games, and they haven't even officially announced, we plan to bring you, which is what they tend to do in the next kind of couple of weeks. So I expect to see in the next couple of weeks, hey, people, we're planning to bring, 100 plus games. They did it in 2020. They did it in 2021. So I'm sure they're going to make some announcement. I mean, not like, and we're going to be bringing this game on that day and this game, and here's a roadmap and every single game and of course, it's not going to be that. And they already as well in December, like the last week of December on Reddit, I believe, even posted a blog that said, we'll continue to bring the games to blah, 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 so like, but people just choose to, I'm not going to go on Reddit. This is not the place. This is going to be a happy show. I'll save my thoughts on Reddit for the members. Anyway, so there are more games coming. I'm sure that there will be an announcement from Stadia saying, just as I say, we've had in 2020, the beginning in January 2020 and in January 2021, where they said, we'll continue to work hard, bring more developments, and look forward to bringing over 100 games or whatever it is. Yeah. But know this. Yeah. There are at least 20 games we know are coming already. And they were all announced or, highlighted last year. So, and there's other games. We know we've got more games coming from outright games. There's the Division Heartlands Battle Royale game from Ubisoft. In fact, if Beyond Good and Evil or Skull and Bones ever see the light of day, then I have my doubts about that. But, then there are still games from some of the Stadia makers and the new developer initiative that Stadia supported last year. I think the diverse one with that weird billiards game. Do you remember that? Remember the weird billiards game? I will remind you. Remember this? So this is one of these sort of things that were part of sort of a developer's sort of up and coming developer thing that Stadia sponsored, and then Stadia went on to give them further development and support to release the game on the platform. And Petticore have confirmed the project is still underway, but we're still planning to release for Stadia in 2022. So there you are. There's another game, the crazy billiard game. And in fact, if we go to their site, you'll see more of it. Here we are. I mean, it's just, I know I'm going to say a silly indie game. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean, like a fun, that's what I meant. It's a fun indie game. Come on, here we are. What is cue balls? Anyway, we'll play the video for you. So it's like a sort of a cake bash sort of fun party game. It looks kind of weird and fun. I can't hit him in the eye. Anyway, so it's things like that. So there's loads of little things like that that we still to come. What's the one in the brain, the psychological brain one? Oh my God, the sequel to that as well. So there's more than I've just showed in that video that that's coming to Stadia. So definitely check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, exactly. With the porting being made easier. The incentive, we should start seeing the fruits of the better, well, slightly improved business. Oh, my brain's gone dead. Slightly improved business offering and return to developers if they go pro or stuff like that, and all those things. Are you talking about the music there, Cloudbusters? Yeah, I will be releasing that video. Don't worry. Share it far and wide. Thanks, Ray, for the shout out on that. Yeah, save it for the members. I will. Otherwise, I'll be off on one and people will go, "Oh, you hater," and they'll, people get turned off by it when I get a bit annoyed with people who moan about Stadia. And that's understandable, but it can get a bit draining. So I'll try to be positive. It's all about Stadia. This show's just about Stadia. That's all it is. Geek the Sneak, how are you? That billiard game does look fun. Pool, snooker, whatever. Yeah. There we go. Right, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I say, I was really just going to have a lovely discussion. Let me know about what the games that you think I might have missed, or games that you're expecting, or games that you'd like to see in the realms of reality. I mean, I don't mean, sometimes I'm not going to say on Reddit again, but, I'd love to see Mario on Stadia. It's never going to happen, is it? Come on. Sensible suggestions are welcome. But there we go. So we know we've got the big games, especially from Ubisoft. We've got continued support from Ubisoft. We know we've got the fun, cue ball games, some, the billiard games, some Petticoat games and stuff like that. Indie games. This could well be a pro game if it's been backed by Stadia makers. And of course, yes, I forgot, we possibly the rest of the Mafia trilogy in another 12 months. Who knows? Possibly GTA remastered for next gen. Possibly. So there's lots there. I expect there to be, as I say, some announcement, either in a blog post, just saying, don't worry, we're going to be bringing a handful, 100 odd games to you this year, or continue to bring the wealth of games. Remember, in the blog post before Christmas, they said they wanted to, one of their strategies or goals was to broaden the range of games, the types of games. So that means not only bringing more games potentially, but bringing a wider genre of games, which is always good, because you can't please all the people all the time. So a nice wide selection of different genres. I've been playing the hell out of... Brain's gone dead. Uno. I've been playing the hell out of Uno. With the lovely Yoshida over Christmas. Oh my God. So it's amazing what games you suddenly get sucked into. And the Jackbox party games with my kids over Christmas, they absolutely loved it. So having a variety of games, in between PUBG, Far Cry 6 and stuff like that is all good. So I expect, as I say, a greater announcement and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that would be a good shout out. I think that is a reasonable request. I'm not saying I think it will come, but I think it would be a good one to have. I know there's a lot of people who are, but yeah, not totally convinced it would come, but it would be great. We're coming to it. We're coming to the news, that bit. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so look out for, the next few blog posts. May not be the next one. Don't go, oh, they haven't announced anything. Leave that to Reddit. Just bide your time. Stadia will let us know in good time. The fact that they haven't let us know doesn't mean they're not doing anything. We know we've got 20 games in the bag already, if not 25 plus. Okay? Don't worry. There's plenty of time for announcements to be made. And, of course, potentially there's going to be, not even potentially, there is going to be even more places to play, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? Like, how about several million more places to play Stadia? Yeah? Giving access to Stadia to another several million people. Yeah? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about one thing. Stadia is coming to Samsung TVs. You thought LG was big. Oh, my lordy, 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 lordy. Let's crack that open. Here we go. Yeah. Stadia's new, Samsung's, getting ahead of myself there. Samsung's new 2022 TVs bring NVIDIA GeForce Now and Google Stadia gaming, just like the LG app, the LG apps. The web OS for LG brought the GeForce Now and the Google Stadia app, and they were announced at CES as well last year, and we got them in November and December. No, November time, I think it was in the end. And yeah, so now Samsung are getting in on the act, and look at that. That's what the hub looks like. And it's a gaming hub. Let's kind of quickly read about it first. But the idea is it's a section within Samsung Smart Hub. So you've got your TV and film section, and then you've got your gaming hub where you can access all your games. They're making all your games available. And you'll see here the apps and devices, and that includes devices. So you've got console 1, console 2. Yeah. So it's not just about cloud gaming. It's about having a hub for all your gaming. So you can sit here and go, I don't know, what shall I play today? Shall I play something on my console, my Xbox, or my other console, if you're lucky enough, my PlayStation? Or should I play something on Utomic? Or as Sonny called it, Utomic. I think it's Utomic. Who knows? One of us is right. Or GeForce Now or Stadia. And you can access them all. You just connect your controller and somehow it goes through and you access your consoles, or you can access cloud gaming with these sort of, popular sites. And then you'll see, interestingly enough here as well, as if to sort of demonstrate what the hub might look like. You've got your recently played, just like you would have recently watched. So basically this is a TV hub, but for gaming, a gaming hub. So, I recently played Far Cry 6 or Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Immortals Phoenix Rising, all Stadia games, by the way. Well, all Ubisoft games, in fairness. So on other platforms as well. Sponsored. So Stadia or GeForce Now, or not GeForce Now, but publishers can push, because GeForce Now is not a store, but publishers can push and advertise their games here. Stadia can advertise their platform here. And then popular games. It doesn't necessarily what platform it is. You just go, oh, Rayman. And then it might say, yeah, Rayman is available on, I was going to say Luna Plus, but Luna's not on it. But, Rayman is available on these platforms. Where do you want to play it? And then you choose and it takes you straight through. So Samsung is revealing a new lineup of smart TVs at CES 2022 today. They also had to be the first Samsung sets in a while to let you play AAA video games from the cloud instead of just your Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. After a vague tease in October, Samsung is now confirming that select 2022 models will explicitly offer access to NVIDIA's GeForce Now, Google Stadia, and the Utomic cloud gaming service as part of a new Samsung gaming hub, just as I explained. It's interesting to see TV manufacturers embrace cloud gaming again after a bit of lapse. Yeah, it's like, I think like VR and stuff. There was a phase about, 15, 20 years ago where VR thought, they thought VR was going to be the next big thing, and then it died down again. And then it came back again once the technology was where people dreamt it would be 15, 20 years ago. And I think it's the same with cloud gaming. Now it's legit. It works and it makes more sense now. So of course, the major TV platforms are going to embrace it. It's not clear whether Samsung TVs will offer the best picture and audio quality for cloud gaming yet, as the company was unable to say whether GeForce Now or Google Stadia would offer 4K streaming. So I think they will offer 4K streaming for Google Stadia, because LG offer 4K streaming for Stadia. If you've got Stadia Pro, that is. So there we go. We're working with our partners to bring the best levels of service to our platform. Why offer the app, the access to Stadia or GeForce Now, and not offer the best version of it? That's what LG have done. I play all my game. I've stopped using my Chromecast with Google TV to play Stadia, I play it all through the LG app because it just looks better, because LG have got extra stuff going on to enhance the picture. So very, very interesting to see that. Again, let me know what you think. But this is massive, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely massive. Stadia now coming to some Samsung TVs, as suspected, as predicted by yours truly. You know, we've been saying this. Of course, it's just kind of standard stuff and all of that. I mean, just look, how big is this? I've talked about how big it was for LG. Look, let's have a quick look at some stats just to, you know, back it up. I'm backing it up. It's not just talk, this stuff. That's the, so I'll come back to that. That's the, where's my, oh, there it is. Bear with me. Here we are. I just need to get my, as you type there. Let's do it here. Right. Bear with. Oh, get off my background. Here we are. Get rid of that. Right. Just some stats here from last year, this time last year, roughly. Samsung was the leading LCD TV vendor worldwide between 2013 and 2019. The company maintained its top position in 2019 with an estimated 42.7 million units. So this is 2 or 3 years ago. They continue to be the main, you know, the major TV manufacturer in the world. And now Stadia is a smart app. And why is it a smart app on, you know, going to be on Samsung TVs? Well, Samsung themselves kind of led a clue to it. And this is no surprise. So this is actually from Samsung themselves. This is from Samsung press release here. Talking about their new Smart Hub. The Smart Hub sidebar also allows for a seamless transition between categories. Yeah, so you've got this Smart Hub, media, gaming, and ambient. So the ambient is the picture. The media, I think, is they're also integrating things like Google Duo and stuff like that, so you can communicate with friends. But here, look, the gaming hub, Samsung Hub will empower players to discover, so it's a discovery kind of hub, and jump into games they love faster through game streaming services. Players will have access to an extensive library of games through Samsung's partnerships with industry leaders. Industry leaders, GeForce Now, Stadia, and Utomic. Industry leaders. That's from Samsung, yeah? That's what I'm saying, people, yeah? So, of course, you know, Stadia's not going to be in every territory. So, that, you know, Samsung may be selling 48 million TVs. Of course, it's not going to be on 48 million TVs. I get that, right? Because Stadia's not in every territory. But even if we're talking just the territory Stadia's in, it's several million in terms of the TVs that are available. And as I said, you know, Samsung and, you know, themselves, this is Samsung themselves announcing Stadia as one of the cloud gaming services as part of its cloud gaming hub. Because Samsung recognized that gaming is another very important form of entertainment. Yeah. In an earlier presentation that Samsung did before Christmas, they talked about making their TVs available in every room, and on their TVs, giving it what people want. And people want to be able to watch TV, communicate with their friends, and play games. And Samsung want their TVs to be the center of that. It's another form of entertainment. I've said it on this show so many times. Do I watch the next crazy, violent Korean thriller on Netflix? Yeah. Or do I play a game? It's the choices are there. It's just another form of entertainment, and it's giving ease of access to that entertainment. And the plans to just, you know, make it easy to have recommendations of games, but have a dedicated hub that serves this all up for you right there. And right there, front and center, is the Stadia and the GeForce Now app, just as it was, as I say, just as was the case for LG televisions last year. So it's exciting stuff, ladies and gentlemen, very exciting stuff. I've got my LG C1 now, so I'm very happy. I'm not going to go out and get a Samsung. My old TV was one. But I kept saying, as I said, just as with LG TV, this is massive, massive for Stadia. In fact, given the share of Samsung is even bigger than LG, it's even bigger than the fact that it was coming out on LG. As I said about LG, look at all the consumer tech coverage that the app coming out on LG, not the gaming coverage, the consumer tech coverage that Stadia got by LG announcing the Stadia app and the GeForce Now app was available on their TV. Every consumer tech blog and their wives or husbands were reporting on it. Yeah. And just with the LG, you know, all the papers, The Verge, all the tech blogs quoting it are quoting this, the press release. They're quoting the Samsung press release, not the Stadia press release. They're quoting the Samsung press release talking about Stadia, just as they quoted the LG press release talking about Stadia. Just check I've got the right one. Yeah. And this is why it's massive. Yeah. And Utomic have already done their sort of counter press release. So I can imagine Stadia eventually coming out with theirs, you know, backing this all up. But the reason this is so important is it gives credibility on so many levels. If you think about it, you know, oh, you know, the amount of, oh, no, let's not go there. Let's just talk about the positives. You know where I was going to go. It helps build confidence in the Stadia brand. Yeah, the Stadia brand and the longevity. Yeah, it helps build confidence in the longevity of the brand. And for all the ill-informed people who think somehow, I think Stadia will rebrand. Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll become YouTube gaming. No, I think they'll incorporate it in Google Play. Why do that when it's already known as a cloud gaming brand, a leading, what did industry leader? Yeah, Samsung describes it as an industry leader. Stadia, GeForce Now, Utomic, yeah. Why would so this is nonsense. Don't counter that nonsense of people. Are they going to rebrand? Short-sighted, as ever. It's short-sighted. It's already known as a brand on LG. It's already known as a brand on Samsung. It's already known as a brand on Google TV. Yeah, it's an app on your phone. It's an app on your iOS. The brand is establishing itself as one of the major de facto cloud gaming brands. And its inclusion on things like the Samsung Smart TV, which just reinforce that. This shows confidence to the rest of the industry, which thus encourages developers and publishers to bring their games. Yeah. A theoretical market share. It's all right for Stadia to tell publishers, oh yeah, this is our plan. We plan to be on smart TVs and all these kind of things. When you're going to get certain cynical publishers, like we know Take-Two are, very conservative, waiting, keeping their cards dry, as it were, keeping their powder dry, keeping their cards close to their chest. It's all right for Stadia to say, yeah, theoretically we could be on all these screens, but now it's real. It's not theoretical. Now they can say, we are an app available on LG TV, and LG TV have just sold 20 million TV, and they're going to sell 20 million TVs in 2022. It's going to be available as part of Samsung's gaming hub, and Samsung are investing a lot of marketing money behind it, just as LG putting marketing money behind it. Now that theoretical reach that Stadia tells publishers or developers is their plan and strategy. And, you know, as we know within the industry, there's certain cynicism. Yeah, but you did close Stadia Games and Entertainment. Well, I'm not sure. I'll hold back before we make a big decision yet. You know, let's see where you're going to go. I'm not totally convinced. And it doesn't matter how much Stadia say they're going to do. It's actions that count louder than the words. And now we're delivering on those actions, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's becoming real. You just think about all the LG and Samsung TVs that are going to be sold in 2022. And it also shows other industries recognizing that cloud gaming is a legit and is going to be significant to TV streaming. Yeah. This is people outside the gaming industry going, you know where the next big thing is on smart TVs, on televisions? It's cloud gaming, and we need to be there. Yeah. Samsung are investing a lot of money in having a hub. These things cost money to design, develop, market, the partnerships, all of those things. It also shows, yeah, as we've mentioned on this show before, those strategic partnership roles that we talked about and we've highlighted on this show, that advertised and mentioned in there about forming partnerships with companies looking to offer cloud gaming on their services and on their platforms and things like that. And I mentioned Samsung back then as possibility. These are the dots that are being joined, that me and myself, not just me, I and, you know, others, but me, have been highlighting for the last 12 months, if not 18 months. Yeah. And the last 90 odd shows. So I've always said, just follow the breadcrumbs. Don't take things in isolation. Do your research. Don't be impatient. And you will see the roadmap. You'll see the roadmap. It's all there if you look. Yeah, so overall, I think this is great news all around. What a great start for 2022. I was just going to do a show about the great games that we know are coming to Stadia in 2022. Well, now there's going to be even more ways and even more people who are going to be able to access those games and all the other games that are going to come to Stadia in 2022. Yeah. But the question is, my Stadia Night chat viewers, the big question is, what do you think? Yeah. Let me know in the chat. We'll have a little look down the chat, see where you are. That was my little piece. Stadia on millions of TVs. Absolutely, sir. Yeah. Stadia ecosystem will work better on a TV than GFN. Yeah, I tried that. I started up the GFN on my LG TV, and I've only got the free tier. And I went to play a game of Apex, and I was in a queue, and then my kids asked me something, so I went away and sort of, I don't know, probably wanted ice cream or something. Made them a bowl of ice cream, and forgot about it. When I came back, moment had passed, and I was you know. So yeah, Stadia is designed, as we've said before, specifically for this. This is the future, and Stadia have designed themselves for the future. It's not basically cobbled together from the present, if you know what I mean, like a glorified renting a PC in the sky, which is what effectively you're doing with GeForce Now. Nothing wrong with that, but Stadia is a platform, a cloud platform, and sort of game store specific for that purpose, and it will work, and it's meant to work on a smart TV in the same way as accessing Netflix. The only difference is you need to connect a controller. But other than that, you just select one you want to play and you play it. Just like Netflix, you select one you want to watch and you watch it. And Stadia is built and designed to be like that. That's the key thing. Any telly can play YouTube. Yeah, but you want to be able to play it well. Yeah, exactly. 50% of the world market share of TVs. And then the rest, don't forget, a lot of that is made up by either Android / Google TV. Samsung's a new true hit. New is a true hit. Stadia 22, 23 will be a big leap. Yeah. What's the latency like? What on the LG? Anybody who has a reasonable look, my internet averages at 50 megabits per second. So I don't have a gigabit line. Yeah, I have fiber to cabinet, not fiber to door. Yeah. So the most I can get tops is 70 megabits per second. But Stadia has always played sweet sweet as a nut for me. It's always been amazing. So in terms of the LG, the fact that the LG is also, the LG C1 specifically is built for gaming, and I expect to see on the Samsung Gaming Hub, if you're playing your games through there, whether on your console or through cloud gaming, that through that hub, they do what they need to do to reduce the latency you get within TVs. I'm not talking about internet latency, but the you get in your TVs, because as we know, there's millions and millions of people who play on their consoles who don't adjust their TV for gaming latency, and then think that cloud gaming can't work, and they don't even realize they're getting 20, 30, 40 millisecond latency on their TV, on their native console. Yeah. So LG is enhanced for gaming, and I imagine that Samsung, would make sure that their gaming hub is enhanced for gaming. So in terms of latency, no perceivable latency, and the games look amazing on LG, personally, because it cleans up the picture as well, because the AI going on there and the sound. Right now, if you want to game it, because it's a gaming TV, that's what they've designed it for. 120 frames per second. If you've got a PS5 or anything like that, it's gonna look fantastic. Xbox is enhanced for that as well. I'm shilling for LG again. Hello, Victor. How are you, sir? Yeah, the smart monitors. One of their strategy is to have a Samsung monitor or TV in every room. That's part of their strategy. They want you to have Samsung everywhere, like monitor-wise, either gaming monitors. I mean, some crazy gaming monitors they announced recently. Yeah. Utomic. Utomic. Thank you. Utomic. Yeah. I said Utomic. Utomic. Yeah, no, I said it right. Here we are. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Thank you for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it, sir. Yes, of course. That's what we're saying. Google TV. So Stadia. So probably Stadia is on as many TVs as Netflix or Amazon Prime is. Yeah. Which is when you think about it, it's on. We know it's on Sony TVs because they run Android TV, Google TV. We know it's going to be on Samsung TVs. We know it's on LG TVs. And then all the other, we know it's on Sharp TVs. And we know it's on TCL TVs. And any other device that has Android TV or Google TV. So, a slow build. I'm not saying they're going to be, the dominant force, the only force out there. But they're building so that when people are ready to embrace it on a mass level, it's there. That's the point. It's not about necessarily people embracing it on a mass level right now. But you come by the end of 2022, say next year, when people are buying, because it may not be the models that may not be on the Samsung TVs for the models until later in the year. So next Christmas, when people are buying their new Samsung TVs, there's a World Cup. There's always massive TV sales and the World Cup is in a weird time. It's going to be in December this year, I think, because it's in the Middle East. So yeah, when people start buying their TVs in 12 months' time, it's one of the industry leaders. It's going to be so it's becoming, as I predicted, is the de facto platform to play cloud gaming on your devices you already own, which was always the plan, almost like an Android platform. It's on all the devices. Very excited. I got the 65 LG, and rather than thinking what other console I can get, I'm looking at what small screen gaming TV I can augment it with. That's 22. It is. I mean, it's crazy to think I have my old Samsung TV, which is fine, now in my bedroom, and sometimes I could sit up there and I play Stadia on that. We do need a new, Roger, absolutely. It needs, and hopefully Stadia will embrace that. You want to be able to buy the games. Although I think Stadia like the fact you have to buy the game, potentially buy the games through your phone, but it is a bit of a. It would be much better if you could just go, have the store on the Google TV, the Samsung TV, the LG TV app version. Yeah, that it would be much better. And I don't need to buy any additional hardware. Exactly. Plus, yeah, if you have a business mind, I do, sir. I'm in the TV industry. I have seen, trust me, people, my life is, I wouldn't say a nightmare, but work-wise has been so affected by streaming and the revolution, that Netflix has ushered into the world. Yeah, the disruptor. It has disrupted the industry on a massive, massive scale. And those that weren't ready were caught out. And I work for a company now, and we would almost caught out. Government restrictions don't help. Hamstrung us a little bit. But our strategy has just seriously changed because of the disruption of Netflix. Has changed the way people watch TV. Cloud gaming will, I guarantee, will change the way mass consumers consume gaming. Trust me, I know it. I've seen it happen to TV. I'm living it. So, and I worked in the gaming industry. Yeah. Well, albeit a long time ago, but there we go. Plus, of course, when, if Stadia, just as, NVIDIA updated their hardware, if Stadia decide, and they're always tinkering it, they may not tell us about it, any improvements, that's the great thing. Once these apps, once you're playing these games through your, whether it's GeForce Now or whether through Stadia on Samsung or LG, you never have to worry about it being out of date. Well, maybe you do a little bit, when eventually 8K 120 frames per second is ushered in and cloud gaming, which could well happen in, 5 years time or wherever it is. You'll be wanting to go, oh, I need a new TV. But that's the only thing you need to upgrade. But you'd probably want to upgrade your TV then anyway, because people do. They make you upgrade it by giving you a reason to upgrade every 3-4 years. So, yeah, you're not having to actually buy any new gaming software. And now when you upgrade your TV, it more than likely will be able to handle whatever the cloud gaming is upgraded to. And that's the great thing. Upgrades are free, unless you're GeForce NVIDIA GeForce. But for Stadia, we know the upgrades are effectively free. Oh, rent them. Interesting. I think they'd want you to buy them, really. I'm not sure. It's an interesting one, but I think I could see somebody, maybe setting up a store like that. You can certainly rent, Amazon do, don't they? Rent their movies, but it's slightly different with games. You rent a movie, you got 24 hours. Maybe you've got 24 hours, 48 hours. Hotel chains, if they've got a decent internet, well, you want to advertise the internet. It's another way, another way to say one of the benefits that your hotel has or anything like that. Yeah, it's a marathon exercise. Absolutely. Building. Yeah. And we know Microsoft, well, I wouldn't say necessarily forced Microsoft. Microsoft already knew. I think they learn. I watched the Xbox documentary. Fascinating stuff. So many things are pertinent today, as was then. Although do not think it is the same. The big issue that Xbox had is that they were manufacturing, the equivalent of a £300 box, which they had to sell. As we've established many times on this show and other people's shows, we're in a different world. It's not about a decision between one £500 box and another £500 box. the game you want is on one cloud service and it's not on the other cloud service, that's fine. The level of entry to play that game on the other cloud service is minimal. So it's not about selling boxes anymore. So you can have all the services. So just as you can have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, I have them all. I watch stuff on all of them. You can have Stadia, GeForce Now, xCloud, whatever. So that model is very, very different from when Xbox launched, Microsoft launched Xbox. But what's not different is the who is this upstart Microsoft? What Microsoft doing? Launching a game console? What? And now look, lesson from history, people. Yeah, now Xbox cool gaming brand. But when they launched, people laughed at them. Watch the documentary. No hardware support in Romania from Google. How do you mean no? You can't buy a Chromecast Ultra with Google TV in Romania. Okay. Yeah, well, it was all about not just TVs, as you say. It's whatever app you can play games on. It's making it accessible, being available on the devices you own. It's not just a handy phrase. That is a strategy. Put your TV in gaming mode. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think we access the service from Germany at least 40 milliseconds. I don't know. I live in a village. Albeit, I mean, England's a small place. I don't know, 60 miles from London. Yeah, I've never measured the point. To me, I don't stop to measure it. Latency issue. I stop if I can feel it or if it's perceivable. And when I first tested Project xCloud, and for a long time until xCloud sort of upgraded and stuff, it was playable but perceivable, noticeable. So I noticed it. So it slightly took me out of the game. And if Stadia stutters, sometimes Stadia might stutter. Yeah, hey, confession, it does occasionally, and it just takes you out of the game slightly. But 99% of the time when I'm playing, there's no perception of latency. So I'm not stopping and slowing it down with a magnifying glass and watching it going, because our brains can't even, do you know what the latency is between here and here? Yeah. It's something like 100 milliseconds or something stupid. Yeah. From my hand to my brain, not my brain personally, but certainly as I get older, it's not as elastic as my son's. So, this kind of, it's 40-second, millisecond, honestly, it's not perceivable. There's a point at which it becomes perceivable, but there's a point which below it is not perceivable. And for me, Stadia, any latency is below that point of natural perception. And that's probably the best way to describe it. But obviously, it's going to make, some people have wonderful experiences on xCloud. My experiences on xCloud have been pretty good recently. Other people have terrible experiences. Some people Stadia doesn't, chime with. Fair, you can't, and that is a drawback of cloud gaming. The experience can be different for different people, as opposed to a native experience. You're all going to have the same experience, but that's counteracted by the majority of people, and the technology and internet standards are only going to improve, and Stadia will be there. So the people who have bad experiences will decrease with cloud gaming as both the delivery technology gets better and the compression technology and all of that. When you get the survey at the end of your session, Stadia have tried something during that session. No, I Doom Eternal is one of the best adverts of Stadia. It certainly was when it came out in 2020. Just the sheer speed. It's like playing on ice. It's incredible. But as I say, not everybody's experience is, Infinite infra is the key. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, these things in technology improves exponentially. So, you know, who would have thought we'd be streaming, if you're old enough, who would have thought we'd be streaming, you know, movies in 4K? Take it for granted now. Watch YouTube in 4K. You can watch YouTube in 8K. Take it for granted. But, you know, back in the day, it was 360p. My first trip to the zoo, you know, what was that in? First YouTube upload video. So we know the technology will improve. On my laptop, checked my connection for a minute. Do you think Stadia would work on a blockchain where game ownership could be like NFTs? Oh, I don't know. And there's a lot of sort of confusion, backlash about NFTs, but I'm sure some technology like that may come in. Who knows? Well, of course, that's the great irony. It's not me, some random fanboy sitting here going, yeah, you know, trust me, Google are investing. It's not it. No, it's all the big players. It's Amazon saying we need to be on, we need to be there. We need a slice of that pie, right? Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, saying we need a slice of that pie. It's Google going, this is where the future is. We need a slice of that pie. Yeah, it's Microsoft going, oh my God, Xbox having an existential experience going, oh my God, consoles aren't going to be what consoles used to be. People are going to be playing in the cloud. We need to start building for that now. Yeah. And you don't build for something that people need straight away within business. You build for something that people are going to need and want in their masses in a few years' time, with the hope that you've made the right decision and that when the masses want it, you are established. Yeah. And that is what we're seeing with GeForce and NVIDIA. This is what we're seeing with Stadia, to a certain degree, Luna, and certainly with Xbox building out xCloud and stuff like that. So, yeah. So it's not a fanboy saying this is the future. These are the biggest industry brains in the world. Yeah. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Samsung, LG, Tencent in Asia Pacific, investing billions in it. Yeah. That's what you got to consider. So when you see some ill-informed nut on Reddit going, oh, I'm not sure about cloud gaming, you know, you're going, what? Do you consider your point of view somehow more informed than the people who have paid megabucks at Google and people who are making megabuck investments and bets than Google, Amazon, Microsoft? They're the reason they're the biggest companies in the world. Yeah. So there we go. You're right. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a slow build, and we've seen that build happen over time. And, you know, here's another massive brick in that wall. Yeah. Samsung TVs. It's exciting times. So now we just bring the games, Stadia. Just bring the games. And it's things like this, as I said, things like this, hopefully, will make the people who, you know, were maybe cynical. I think we did see, when I was thinking about it today, about this show, and, you know, there were some notable games missing from Stadia last year, right? There's no denying it. There were definitely notable games missing. Some returners, as we say in TV land, were missing. You know, sequels to, you know, the next version of a game, you know, NBA 2K and things like that. Where were they? You know, where were they? And that could well have been certain trepidation on those publishers' front, nervous that Stadia had closed down Stadia Games and Entertainment, just nervous. And as I said, it doesn't matter how much Stadia say, no, we're not going anywhere. It's just a business strategy. They want to see, okay, well, we want to see what you do. And it may have slowed down some of those decisions. But I think as we come to it being and I hate to mention it, but a year after that announcement, in a few weeks, I think we'll start seeing publishers go, all right, now I'm getting a bit more convinced again now. All right. And look, Samsung TV are backing you. LG are backing you. We can see Microsoft rushing headlong into the space. Yeah, okay. We'll give you a bit more, we'll let a bit more out. We'll let you in a bit more to our games or whatever, That's what I hope to see. So 2022 for me is 2021 was a year of consolidation for Stadia. If we think about it, probably. Given, it was a massive impact, the closure of SG&E, an impact on people's faith in the platform and stuff like that. But Stadia kind of knew what they were doing, but I think they knew that they have to weather the storm of that year. I mean, for how long did we see articles about Stadia? It could be anything about Stadia. So Stadia decided to change the color of their walls. Stadia, who closed down SG&E at the beginning of the year, have decided to change the color of their walls. Why mention that thing that happened 8 months ago? Yeah. So I think Stadia recognized they'd have to put up with that for about a year and a few doubts and cynics, both from consumers and from the industry, maybe. So I think it was a year of just get your head down, do what we said we were going to do, build on what we were going to do, bring the games that we said we were going to bring the improvements that we said we were going to bring, do that, get your head down, get this year out the way. 2022. So I expect 2022 to be a bit more of a build. Not massively, but more of a build. Whereas 2021 was a year of consolidation following the closure of SG&E. That's the way I look at it. Again, that's just speculation. But the way I view it from my perspective, that's how I see things anyway. Yeah, you get that, Radu, but that's ignorance. And I don't mean that offensively. I just mean genuinely people are, it sounds offensive, Clive, there's no way around it. Yeah. But what I mean by ignorance is literally lack of information. Yeah. Ill-informed. They don't have the information. If you give them the information and they're willing to open their mind, to accept facts, then I think they'd see. But like anything in life, if people don't have enough information, they'll fill the gaps in and make assumptions and misunderstandings. And that's what you get. You get it on the tech blogs, you get it, YouTubers, all that kind of stuff. And it's just a lack of information. All the information you need is out there. It just takes a while, maybe sometimes, to join the dots, bring it all together. And I do this show every week. So I constantly capturing news stories from other people's, from friends, from other people, news. I see it and I collect them all through the week, and then I write the show. So every week I'm seeing all these things because I'm focused on Stadia news every week, and so I see the dots, I see the pattern, I see the direction, I see what Stadia do, and then throughout the year I see them delivering on the things they said they were going to do, and that inspires confidence in me. But then I'm looking for it. And that's the main difference. I'm informing myself. And you can't expect everybody to inform themselves. Some people aren't that bothered about Stadia. They've got better things to do in their lives, They've got a life. They're not boring like me. Obsessed with everything about Stadia. That is my sin. That is my downfall. But at least I can say I'm informed about Stadia as much as anybody else, put it that way. Yeah, I'm up there in terms of being informed of Stadia as much as one can be, other than being within the Stadia group, the Stadia company, as are other people who keep their finger on the pulse. Sonny or Brian, loads of Stadia source, all those sort of things. MM2K, because they put shows together like this, so they're constantly looking out for the news and hopefully using their brains to join the dots and see a pattern and see a path and see a roadmap and all these things. So there we go. Yeah. The thing about it is when you launch a console, again, going back to that Xbox documentary, highly recommended, everything is about being ready for that big launch. Yeah. All the games in place, or the big game is in place, the big launch is there. You know, the console does everything you say it's going to do, all of that. That's the nature of a big console launch. When Stadia launched, they just said what they plan to do and where they plan to be, and they would start off with this and then move to, and then add all these features later. But people just heard, oh, it's like a console launch, so everything will be there on day one. Stadia never said everything would be there on day one. They said we would deliver all these things over a period of time. And so, of course, it felt a bit like a damp squib to some people. And I get that in the gaming industry because it's not what they're used to. And I kind of get that. I understand that. So I appreciate why people were a bit, oh, it's not what I thought it was going to do this. I thought it was going to do that. It hasn't done that. Where's the, I thought, oh, you know, they never said it would do all those things out of the gate. They absolutely fundamentally said they would deliver things over a period of time. And they, in that first year, they did. They delivered everything, I think, bar one thing that they said they would deliver. And then 2021, we had the closure of SG&E, and that sort of shook things a bit. But then they said why they did it and refocused and planned. And we've seen, as I say, the actions that they've taken before back up the strategy. They said, would people speculate? No, they mean this, or they don't mean that. And they started double reading it, flipping it upside down, having conspiracy. No, they said very clearly in February what they plan to do. And you know what? Nearly a year later, we can see that they did that. Just go back to that blog post, which I probably will do. There's a show for you in February. I will probably go back to that original blog post and demonstrate to you how they've delivered on everything they said they were going to deliver. But anyway, 2022, I think will be a building year for Stadia. 2021 was a year of consolidation following the closure of SG&E. And as you know, as the cloud gaming becomes more generally accepted, as it becomes accessible on more devices like Samsung TVs, as more games come to the platform, business models, maybe the Stadia Pro grows, you know, the ever-present library of games grows, we will see Stadia slowly grow and become bigger and establish itself. That's my hope. That's how I see it. Yeah, you can't get exactly. That's why we need some, you know, tournaments. Yeah, exactly, Roger. Well, so, you know, there's still hope or possibility. Hope sounds too ephemic out there, esoteric. There's still a chance that GTA, the GTA trilogy, will come to Stadia because they're doing next gen versions of it, or current gen now. They're doing PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X remasters of it. And so there is a thought that while they're doing that, they might do a Stadia version. Again, that is absolute speculation. But there's a few people who think that could be a possibility. And it would be awesome if it happens, you know. Jerome, good to see you, sir. Anyway, wow. I thought my show was going to be a short show. No such luck, kids. No such luck. That's it. That's another show. The first Stadia 2022, Stadia Monday Night Chat of 2022. I'm looking to the forward to the first blog post. Hey, don't go expecting roadmaps and all that kind of stuff. Just enjoy it. Stadia will make their announcements when they make their announcements. Be cool, baby. Yeah, you know, in the word, just be cool. Yeah, what's it in the opening sequence of Pulp Fiction? Yeah, be cool. Just be cool. Stay cool. Yeah, and you'll be all right. I think 2022 for Stadia is going to be an exciting year. Don't expect massive fireworks, but there's going to be some good fun things, and we'll build. It will build on 2021. It will be a building year. That's my feeling. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And if you've got to go back to work tomorrow like me, never mind. We'll all get back to it. We'll all get back to our fitness. We'll all get back to our daily lives. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Where did I get that hoodie? Exactly. When Stadia launched, they had some sort of pop-up shops, and I won it. A pop-up shop in London. They had one in London, one in LA. I think maybe one in Paris. I can't remember. Anyway, I went to one in London and I won it, and an umbrella and a blanket. But there we go. Still got them. No, I haven't got the umbrella. Still got the blanket. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough whiffle waffle. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll see you same time, same place next week. Goodbye.